Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Cryptokip, and today we're going to be talking about Kris, the CEO of Crypto.com, and his troubling past. Is that really an issue? We got to explore this story. There is some doubts about his past and how he's acted, not just with Crypto.com, but with a prior company back in Australia. And some folks are starting to talk about it. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about this and what I think about that and some more stories. We got updates for you guys on FTX, Crypto.com, Bitcoin. Are we at a bottom? We're going to talk a little bit about that. We got quite a few stories to get into, including some crypto lawsuits that are starting to come out. So, guys, let's hop into the content. But before we do, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are doing 4 videos every single day for you. And when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, we're giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to one lucky subscriber, so you don't want to miss out on that. Looking at these charts, guys, we're at an $833 billion market cap for crypto, and Bitcoin, ETH, just sitting right there, 16,000 and a half for Bitcoin and $1,200 for Ethereum. So, guys, we are just kind of holding strong for now. Binance holding, everything's kind of trying to hold the floor. We have a lot of resistance at $17,000 Bitcoin, and it's trying to get past. CRONOS at 7 cents, still up from the time that Kris came out and did the AMA the other day. And I still think we've got a little bit of upside here as long as Bitcoin continues, because I think we're way, way oversold here, folks. But there is some trouble popping up for Kris in the media again. And the story is this, guys. The troubling past of Matt Damon's Crypto.com CEO resurfaces. Why is it Matt Damon's Crypto.com CEO? Guys, what is the fixation on Matt Damon? It drives me nuts. It's hilarious, really. It's so funny. I don't understand. It's crazy. I guess a shout out to a fan on the channel. Somebody left a comment. Maybe it's because of South Park. Maybe it's because they talked about it in South Park. But the troubling past of Crypto.com CEO Kris, guys. So they go on to talk a little bit about FTX and the problems with FTX, but now they start to talk about the troubling past of Kris. So let me give you guys the scoop. They talk a little bit about just some of the recent issues with Crypto.com, which we all know about. Check out some of our other videos as we've done recently to talk about the details on just what happened. But here's the scoop. So, but the troubling past of CEO and co-founder Kris is now the subject of interest. It appears that before co-founding Crypto.com, he ran an Australian company that shut down abruptly, angering customers and business partners who claimed they were defrauded, according to the Daily Beast. So, this sounds really bad. This doesn't look good at all for Kris. But let's hear his side of the story. So, his spokesperson, actually, at Crypto.com, tells this story, and this makes sense, guys. I believe this. I definitely believe this. He seems like a man with good intentions, and I have never heard a defense of this story. In case you've heard about this bad story in the past, I've never heard his side of the story on this. And finally, there's an article where they tell his side of the story, because I've only heard the negative, and I honestly let it go because I think people have been attacking Crypto.com from the beginning. Look at the last week. A lot of FUD coming specifically at Crypto.com. But here's the defense to this, case, right? So Kris started Be Crazy in 2010. He built it into a profitable e-commerce business. In December of 2013, the business was acquired as a part of a roll-up and IPO by iBuy Group, controlled by Malaysia-based Catcha Group. David explained. David is the spokesperson for Crypto.com, talking about this for Kris. In 2014, Kris was asked by Catcha Group to lead the turnaround of iBuy Group. The rolled-up companies took on the name Nsongo, and in mid-2016, the Catcha Group controlled board decided to shut down Nsongo against Kris's wishes and advice. So they shut this down against Kris's wishes and advice. When this shut down, it caused a lot of people to be left holding the bag. A lot of people never got their money back in this situation. But Kris did not like this. It wasn't his advice. It wasn't his wish. Kris did not hold a board seat and held a low single-digit percentage stake in the business at this time. He resigned in response to the proposed shutdown. He resigned in response to the proposed shutdown. Why? Because he didn't like it. He didn't like it, so he left. He left because he did not like it, didn't pass the sniff test for him. Now, the shutdown angered many customers and consumers. One of the reasons Kris was opposed to the decision. There was never a finding of wrongdoing under Kris's leadership. Guys, FUD is everywhere. People have been painting a bad picture for Kris Marszalek out of the gate. But the facts say otherwise, folks. Built a great company with crypto.com here. And, the past is, first of all, the past is the past. Second of all, look at the story. There was no wrongdoing. Guys, they did this against his will, and he resigned on account of it. He did not want to be a part of this organization. In fact, this isn't a troubling past. This is an excellent past. He left because they weren't doing things right. Sam Bankman-Fried didn't leave. Sam Bankman-Fried stayed till the end. And now he's still going out on Twitter and defending himself and lying. So, that's what we're dealing with right now. That's the media environment we're in. And speaking of Sam Bankman-Fried, crypto's freewheeling firms lured millions. FTX revealed the damages. Unlike the banks and the brokers they resemble, these massive firms receive scant oversight, critics say. Now, guys, I want to show you this. This was the clickbait that they had for the Washington Post. Beautiful, beautiful publication. As FTX implodes, the crypto exchange model draws scrutiny. The crypto exchange model draws scrutiny. They're attacking crypto exchanges. They're tying all crypto exchanges in with FTX. Not fair. Not a fair headline. Now, there's some good points in this. For example, let's see here. So, looking through this, they do address that. Here, people invested. So, I'm going to read this whole thing. At some level, the fall of FTX is not a crypto story at all, said Adam Levitin, Georgetown University law professor and a principal at Gordian Crypto Advisors, a firm that provides advice regarding crypto bankruptcies. He quotes, people invested billions in an unregulated financial institution based in a Caribbean island. How could this end well? That's a fantastic point. That's really sketchy. Not a lot of people knew that FTX was based in a Caribbean island. It is a glaring warning. It is a red flag. But what they do in this article is they continue to go on and they talk a little bit about basically how FTX and crypto exchanges receive very little oversight and that they're not regulated at all and that they're irresponsible. And look, FTX certainly was, but that is not fair to lump Binance, Crypto.com, some of these other exchanges that aren't doing, illegal things, right? They're acting properly and they're just taking fees like a crypto exchange should do, right? There's a future for crypto. We can all admit that. We know regulations coming down the road because crypto's here to stay. We got to figure out how it's going to interoperate into today's world, today's society. We do not love regulation, but it's inevitable. It's coming. We just don't want it to ruin crypto, right? So, interesting article, folks, where, again, they're trying to continue the FUD on crypto and crypto exchanges. And, honestly, though, here's another one. Tom Brady and Larry David and other celebrities are named in the FTX lawsuit. So now lawsuits are coming. Guys, and rightfully so. I mean, what they were doing was wrong. There's bankruptcies going on. BlockFi is going to get bankrupt here. That's coming down the pipeline very soon. Not a big surprise to a lot. But here's another thing that FTX was doing wrong, guys. FTX employees were actually encouraged, and we've heard that they lost their life savings in FTX, but now it's coming out that they were actually encouraged to keep their life savings in now bankrupt exchange, FTX. This is horrible. Guys, in addition to losing their jobs at the now bankrupt exchange, many of FTX's employees also appear to have a significant amounts of personal wealth locked in the platform. Wealth that is likely gone after being sucked into the black hole of the FTX disaster. Guys, this is brutal. This is brutal. Another quote here. You have to understand just how devastated the average FTX employee was. Not only then did it seem that they might be out of a job, but they were also potentially out of facing the total loss of their savings. And increasingly so, it is looking like that is the case. It's very, very, very sad. And here's another quote here that I wanted to add for you guys. It wasn't just that Sam and a small group around him perpetrated fraud, which they did. From the moment the fraud was called out and the market started to react, every single ounce of their effort went into self-preservation. And it still is. It was callous, cruel, and utterly devoid of any genuine human consideration. Guys, Sam Bankman-Fried is a sociopath. And he is all about himself. And he's coming out, oh, I'm so sorry for the users. I'm doing everything I can to get their funds back. He's currently still sitting in his $35 million mansion playing video games, and he's not sorry. He's not sorry. And, it's getting out of control, guys. But we cannot lump in FTX with other crypto exchanges, with FUD about the CEO of Crypto.com. It's not right. It's not right. It's not going to help the crypto industry. But honestly, I'm thinking that this narrative is coming from people that are anti-crypto, which means, they're driving the price down. We might be getting close to a bottom. This FUD can't last forever, guys. We might be nearing a bottom. We'll talk about that more in a bit. But unfortunately, there is still some interesting news coming out. Now, the other day I talked about Kevin O'Leary, and he was talking about how he lost money and how he was upset, and he said that this would never happen again. There's never going to be an FTX disaster again, and that this situation is going to drive regulation forward, and it's going to bring a lot of progress to crypto. But now it turns out that Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary claimed he would still invest in now bankrupt FTX founder. Guys, he would still invest in Sam Bankman-Fried, the sociopath living in a Bahamian island in a $35 million mansion, while the users that he owes billions of dollars are not going to get their wealth back. Well, the people, the employees that worked at his company lost their life savings on account of him and his team's fraud. Kevin O'Leary would still invest in this man, and he says that he's genuinely a good man. I'm starting to question Kevin O'Leary. This doesn't make sense to me, and this makes me think there's a bigger picture here. There's something else going on. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to start a conspiracy theory, but this is actually a problem. This is looking like it's getting out of control. I don't understand how Kevin O'Leary could say such a thing about Sam Bankman-Fried, that he's a good person, that he'd still invest in him. Didn't you just lose millions of dollars because of this man? This doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense. This is very suspicious. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Smash up the like button if you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We are doing 4 videos a day. When we hit 10,000 subscribers in the channel, we're going to give away some $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, guys. So stay posted with that. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our content. Next story. Major crypto brokerage Genesis suspends withdrawals in wake of FTX collapse. Guys, another. First we have BlockFi, now it's Genesis. Well, what is Genesis, you might ask? Well, Genesis is actually, it's so Digital Currency Group, the venture capital group that owns Genesis, Grayscale Investments, and the crypto outlet CoinDesk. So these guys actually, this Digital Currency Group owns CoinDesk, Genesis, and Grayscale, okay? But Genesis specifically is having problems. And Genesis is actually very interesting, guys. So Gemini, the crypto exchange owned by Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, the original creators of Facebook until Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea, announcing that it's pausing withdrawals on its Earn program, which uses Genesis as its lending partner. Genesis brought the Earn program to Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss's Gemini. Is Gemini about to go down? Is there going to be a bank run on Gemini? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not. I'm not trying to cause some FUD. I'm just calling it as I see it. Genesis is a part of Gemini. It leads me into curious thought. What's about to happen with Gemini? I'm not saying it's going to be a bank run, but we're going to have to keep an eye on the story, folks. We just got to keep an eye on the story for you, and we will. We will hear the crypto report. They go on to talk about, meanwhile, other crypto platforms such as Binance, Crypto.com are looking to quell fears by publishing proof of reserves amidst a push to become more transparent. While Crypto.com, Chris Marszalek says the exchange has zero exposure to Genesis and Gemini Earn. Binance CEO CZ explains that the company does not rely on Genesis or any third party for our Earn products. Does not rely on Genesis or any third party for our Earn products. That does not say that they don't have exposure. Well, Crypto.com says they have zero exposure. We're going to have to see how this plays out, guys. We're going to keep you up to date with this story as it progresses. Another story and a question. Have crypto markets reached a bottom? Great question. We are getting to a point where we should be getting close to a bottom. We're about a year out from the peak of the previous bull market. Traditionally, we should be seeing a bottom soon. Could be in the next 6 months. Could be coming in a matter of days. We're going to keep you posted on that as well. But I'll tell you, Kathy Woods, ARK Invest, certainly thinks that the bottom is getting near as she bought 315,000 shares in Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. So, folks, dollar cost average and buy. Look at Kathy Wood. She's had a rough year, but she still has capital to buy, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's doubling, tripling down, which is exactly what we should all be doing right now. Guys, looking at the monthly returns for Bitcoin, we're currently down 20% in the month of November. We thought it would be bullish. We were hoping it would be bullish. We were looking for a bullish November and December, and we didn't get it. But this is a great opportunity, folks, to buy the dip, stay strong, ignore the FUD. Watch the FUD. Stay up to date with all things crypto. You can do so by following us at the Crypto Report. Hit the notification bell. We'll keep you up to date with all these stories. Good news, bad news, all of it. I'll give you my real opinion. This is not financial advice, but this is my real opinion. Black Sea, my partner, gives his real opinion. We're real, and we want to be real with you, and we want you to be real with us in the comments down below. Guys, we have a great price right now for buying. Who knows? If we go down further in December, further down for the month of November, we could get better prices to buy. Keep money coming in. Keep dollar cost averaging in the projects you believe in. Smash up the like button if you like CRO coin. Smash up the like button if you like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. I don't care what it is. Smash up the button for crypto, folks. That's all I got in today's video. I am still feeling good about crypto. Don't let the FUD get a hold of you. Don't let it scare you out of the market. Those that hold strong and buy while there's blood in the streets gain wealth in a big, big way. Generational wealth is made when the most blood is in the streets. Don't forget that, folks. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for stopping in here with us here at the Crypto Report. I'm Cryptokip. And do not forget, folks, to DCA, HODL, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. I got 2 videos for you right here. If you want to check them out. Peace.